Alright, welcome back everyone, Tiger Wolf here. Today we're going to be recording another episode of Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. We'll be starting where we left off. We had just saved the professor. The professor, and now we are going to be trying to save Inspector Cabanela. Let's do this. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead, not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that right about now, the real me is giving the poor Justice Minister a real fright. Oh, the phone call? Yeah, he was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister. You really shouldn't be mean like that. And what's this lively little creature? Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Camilla safe. Or he would be if he was actually still full of life. Camilla. The gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. That poor little girl taken hostage. It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait just a minute. Miss Camilla is a hostage? Yes, we're sorry, little warrior. Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cabanela, it's time to save your life now. But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right? But this time it's different, right, Cecil? That's right. With us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Camilla, okay? Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought. We've got this. Okay. Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanela is upstairs. Our first step is to get up there. Cecil, I'll go up first and wait for you. Okay, bye, with your extra long light there. We just have puny light. Okay, Lovey-Dove, we need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. Okay, here we go. So up we go. Alright. You got grit, little pigeon. I better get up there before the little pigeon's strength gives out. The missile's waiting for me. I better hurry. That's right. Alright, we're up. There you are, Cecil! Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the Inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanela without him noticing. Whew, it's even worse than last time. Anywho, jump in there and do something. Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Cecil. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap ZR. Alright, Missile, we got this. Okay. I'm gonna move Missile. Oops. Oh yeah, I can't get anywhere right now. It's fine. Okay, these guys are talking. We've seen the situation. Now, I'm gonna move up. To be fair, I actually just did this, and it didn't record properly. Okay. It was nothing. Nothing. You saw nothing, you heard nothing, you felt nothing. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. I got nothing to say to you. You never listen anyway. It's kind of crazy that you can just do that. Anyway. Boom. Next. This one's very tricky. Boom. Well, would you look at that? Right on the hook. I love knit hats. So warm and most of all, soft. Hey, now that I'm looking at it, the hat is the same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. Aha! I thought so. Come on. This was another condition of my deal, to wipe out everybody who knew about Temsic. Who's going to shoot? It's too late! Again? I'm going to get shot again? No, wait, our chance is coming up. The last split second, right? Leave it to me. There we go. Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging in midair between the gun and the inspector's forehead. Now's our chance. I'm hearing the bullet right now. Let's swap this little thing with something else. But what? It's our only hope. There's gotta be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. And there is. The hat we just knocked over. Whoop! Lol. I don't think he noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act. And now I say again, I love knit hats, so warm and most of all, soft. Did I do all right? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. And I'll keep doing it too, over and over. Whew, we did it. What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So you two are working together. That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. You're right, Missile. And there's a certain guy I have to follow, too. That's right. Alright, back to present. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How are you feeling, you old crazy character? Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right, like I'm going to believe that. So what, the guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Poor guy. Darn it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. If I knew things were going to end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. Might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yes, sorry, I suppose you're right, I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. Guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector, we still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right, that's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. Alright. This spotless record of yours, is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life. Than your life, eh? After all, it's because of my record. then I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the Manipulator case. The Manipulator case? That's why you cared so much about your record? Of course. Why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Jowd shooting Alma. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder. Everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years, though. The Manipulator. He's going to prove that Jowd is innocent. What incredible determination. We first found out about the Manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them 2 predictions. He foresaw 2 completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those 2 inmates at the special prison, eh? We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. That restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen. The Manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight, on a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal. It's a submarine? But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right. Highly unlikely they'd use them for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage. Camilla. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. Revenge. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd, who forced me into a corner, Lynn, the girl who was playing in the park, and finally you, Inspector Cabanela. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yes, 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling ya, I don't know anything about it. Fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I'd just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress him. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement, but I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanela, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun. How could you? He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Jowd, why didn't you help him escape from the prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, eh? Guess he was being a good guy. But there's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. Ha! What's a little misunderstanding? My baby'll come around. Give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. Right. Huh? What else is there? I already talked to him about everything. Talk to this guy? Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. That's the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered. But when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. And that's how it went. No scarring or blood either. I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. But there is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. He didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. It's true. What was the clue? The corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got some readings for some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Wait a minute, could it be? That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to that park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. and just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse. At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temsic. Is that you, baby? Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball? It's true. I was investigating the manipulator case then, and then I heard there was a man who quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get our leads on this manipulator. We didn't know yet who he was, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. One of the communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and the Temsic were somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla. So that contraption in the basement here, he built that to try and help Detective Jowd? That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device. But there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have, made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Oh, hey! It's Lynn. A little late to the party, Lynn. Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Is that really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabanela, I'm sorry, I just heard. You were chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jowd. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw 'em in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight, I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at that crucial moment. It's like a cruel joke. Oh! But a joke is a joke, you might as well laugh. Jowd. The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd go free until tomorrow morning, too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it. That is true. Sorry I took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around and then you swoop in at the last second. "5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day. been waiting so long, Detective Jowd. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me is just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it. Cecil, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please? Okay, fine. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. Thanks, Lynn. Alright, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabanela. It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now, I don't feel so alone. For each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. Nice. Okay, guys. We saved Inspector Cabanela. We've shed some more light on who this other Cecil is. We don't quite know who we are, but I'm sure we're getting close. Now we've got to chase him down and find that submarine. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye!